If you are like me at all and would prefer to find a way to forever avoid the hassle of going to fill a gas can, find the right oil mix, pull the ripcord, and just pray that your old push mower works again in the spring, well, I think we may have a solution for you within the contents of this box. So we'll open it up and explore the latest from Ryobi straight ahead. Hi friends, Bill here. Welcome into Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips. Today we are going to unbox and take an up-close look at the Ryobi 21-inch 40-volt brushless self-propelled mower kit. There's a lot to that title, which is why I wanted to read it so I didn't leave anything out, because there's also a lot to the technology that's packed into this unit, into this box. I have, for the last few years, used the earlier iteration of the mower from Ryobi. I'm very excited to explore this one with all of you and see what kind of advancements have been made. Whether you're motivated to explore this concept because of environmental concerns, or you just like convenience of no longer having to go fill a gas can and get the oil mix and pull the ripcord and all those things, or maybe you just like a quieter experience for mowing. That was my experience with the first version, and I can't wait to crack open this box and see if this iteration delivers even better results this time around. And right from the very beginning, when we cut open the box and take out the mower, it always surprises me how they can pack so much technology into a simple, fold-up, easily stored unit that, well, fits in a big box. I would estimate the overall weight as we get ready to lift this out at being right around 30 pounds. I might be off by a couple. And an important note here at the beginning of our review is that with this unit, I did not order extra batteries or new batteries. I'm using the same ones that were a part of my prior iteration of this Ryobi. You will definitely want to get a couple of batteries for this so that while you're mowing, you don't have to stop down all the time. This bracket that I'm removing right now actually attaches to the back of the mower if you choose to capture the grass clippings and then dump them somewhere. In my case, I prefer the mulch version, and we'll look more closely at those options here in just a couple of moments. My goal right here in the early part, though, is just to show you how quick it goes from the box to being ready to roll. So that gives you a little feel for the simplicity of the unboxing and some of the features that are actually on the mower itself and a couple of the accessories. But there's nothing quite as beneficial as an actual field test. So I've been charging a couple of batteries to put in here. Let's do that, and then we'll show you how well this can take down what at this time of year is some pretty tall grass, and we'll walk you through a little live demo. We'll somewhat work from the inside out, starting with a look inside the battery compartment. This red key is the indicator for which battery is being used. And yes, you have to manually make the switch when one battery dies. So in this case, I've got the arrow pointing on the left side. These batteries, the 40-volt batteries, slide right in, lock right into place inside. And you will see in a moment here how on the handle you actually have a power gauge, a fuel gauge, if you will, that shows you how much energy is left in the currently used battery. It's really quite simple. Amongst the other options, the customization, you can choose whether to bag or mulch your clips. If you choose to mulch them, then the clips will slide out to the side. If you choose to bag them, they'll fly out the back into that bracket that I showed you earlier. So you can choose what you want to do with your clippings. You can also adjust the height of the mower very easily with this very simple spring-loaded handle so that you don't always find yourself cutting at the same height, especially if you have some grass that's gotten a little bit long. Now, the actual startup process really could not be much more simple. You'll simply pull the engagement bar up to the handle and then hold down on the green button to power things up. There's a headlight in case you're mowing in the dusk hours because you've had a long week and you've still got to cut the grass. But it's really a very straightforward process. And as long as you have batteries that are charged, the entire timeline from taking it out of the box to actually using the mower is as little as 2 or 3 minutes. It's really, really that simple. And just to give you a little idea about how quiet this thing runs, I've got a microphone on, but I'm talking in a very normal voice. I don't think a person standing next to me would be able to hear me all that well, but I'm guessing you can because this thing runs fairly whisper quiet. Now, certainly, as you have seen, my yard is not in fantastic condition. We recently had some work done and we're trying to grow grass back in, so be nice. Meanwhile, the experience of mowing with this Ryobi is something that I've enjoyed now for the last few years with the prior iteration and now with this new one. I absolutely detest having to mess around with gasoline and oil and the question marks surrounding a gas-powered push mower and whether or not it will start. This thing starts every time, has a really, really clean cut, and I love it. Two more features that I want to talk about before we wrap up this review. One of them would be in that category of not so great, and that is the protective flap down below. Whenever I back up, you can see it folds completely underneath the unit, and the problem is it doesn't always return to its natural position when you go forward. And you see with it being partially folded, my concern is that it won't last very long. Maybe I'm wrong, I hope I am. The other feature is called turbo. Now, why does turbo mode matter? Well, right now, I have the level set to 2 because I was cutting fairly normal length grass in the backyard. With the prior iterations, if I was ever going to tackle really tall grass like I have outside of the fence, I would actually come around and adjust that level up. With turbo mode, I mean, I could still do that, but with turbo mode, I don't have to because it's going to provide extra power to go through some of that taller grass. So we'll start the unit up again. Now we're going to hit the button that says turbo. You see the turbo light come on and you can hear the extra power that was being delivered to the mower. And as we go through grass that is somewhere between 3 to 5 inches, it really doesn't even flinch. Turbo mode is a new feature on this model of the Ryobi, and I'm a big fan. Now, yes, it will eat up some of your battery life, but it's not putting such wear and tear on the blades and on the motor when you kick it into that mode. Now we're going through the very thickest of that grass. Turn turbo off so you can hear the difference in the volume level on the mower from turbo back to regular. Chopping up some sticks there, probably not ideal. Okay, we'll come right here to the gate. Now I'm going to take turbo off. And there you get an idea of the difference in energy being directed towards a mower when you're in turbo or back in standard. And that, friends, is your up-close look at the Ryobi 40-volt, 21-inch brushless mower. Now, if you like what you've seen here in the review and the unboxing, I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. And if you're thinking about picking one of these up, we have a link for you in the description below. Appreciate you being with us here today on Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips.